It always comes up again. The question of how to best fish here for bighead carp or for silver carp. And one spot that keeps working really, really well on the Sura is this one right here. So catching bighead carp and silver carp on the Sura actually works quite well at this exact location. And one of these two fish is regularly active here. Of course, there are different baits for both species, and with a bit of luck, you can actually catch both species with a single bait. However, if the silver carp is not on the spot, then you have a significantly higher chance of catching bighead carp here with other aromas. Yeah, and I already tested this a bit yesterday, and I actually had no results at all here with the standard silver carp bait. So, no silver carp, and accordingly, bighead carp at the spot. And bighead carp in turn are caught even better with other baits, namely fishy aromas, something like halibut, salmon, or krill. These are all aromas that keep working really, really well here for bighead carp. Yeah, next fish with over 17 kilograms cast straight back out to 35 meters here at the spot, and that also works again and again extremely well. So this is basically a location that consistently works very, very well. So now we even have another bite on krill, and here I even have a bait combination that is a bit smaller. We'll take a nice look at that step by step in a moment. On the one hand, the ground bait mix, which is put together relatively simply, but then of course also 3 different baits. So I now have a ground bait mix here, 3 different baits, and so far it looks like, all right then, 15 minutes now at the spot and it's working. Also silver-wise, it's not bad at all so far. Curious to see what else comes in now on the different baits. Well, look at that, another bighead carp. Only 5 kilograms though. But here, the setup is simply built with smaller boilies or pellets. This here is the krill combination. I'm now going to rebuild the whole thing once more to the silver carp combination so that you already know which bait works for silver carp fishing, because this test is of course always relevant at the same spot and the same distance. And I'll show you the silver carp ground bait mix again in a moment as well. So we also fish for silver carp with the classic hair rig, once with a pellet and once with a boilie in this combination. Grass cake pellets 14, and added to that spring herbs 15, the whole thing dipped in grass. This combination has been the absolute classic for years for really big silver carp. The trophies also go for this pellet combination. With grass cake, you could maybe even use the 18 size, but you really don't need to go much bigger to actually catch silver carp trophies. Exactly on this aroma combination. And this basic ground bait combination has also been working really well for a long time. So on a hemp seed base. Then we also add magic hemp pellets here, pumpkin seeds, flaxseed, rice, and freshly cut lawn as the aroma. You could of course also use spring herbs as crushed boilie here, and maybe just leave out the rice, for example. That will definitely work very well too. Built like this, you now already have the option to fish silver carp at the same spot with these baits. And if it doesn't work at this spot and you're still looking for silver carp, you can of course also try it up at the mill. It's a relatively long walk all the way around the water, and up there at the mill right in front of the bridge in the area, you can also find silver carp there from time to time. And there we have another smaller one. Yes, come here. 3 kilograms. Yeah, I cast straight back out again because this combination is also working really well right now. The first bighead carp with over 17 kilograms was on the tuna aroma, and the second was on the salmon aroma. So 2 bighead carp, each with over 17 kilograms, and these are the 2 setups here. Atlantic salmon 18 as a pellet. Then we also have salmon and herb soluble, size 16 in there. Spicy salmon as a dip. That's how it goes out here on a 1-0 or 2-0 hook. That's completely sufficient. And the third setup is set up entirely for tuna. So all 3 rigs with the classic hair rig and with the pellet plus boilie combination. And here again, the pellet as tuna, the boilie as soluble, tuna pepper soluble, and then the whole thing again with tuna oil, and of course cast back out here to 35 meters. And then of course it really starts here with bighead carp fishing. So I start here with 3 different aromas. Tuna is always very important, salmon is always very important, and krill is always very important. If you get too many wild carp on krill, then just try this combination with tuna or salmon, or simply mix tuna and salmon. That also works really well again and again. And accordingly, I also built the ground bait exactly like that. Sunflower seeds as a base work really well for these fish too. Accordingly, I also used sunflower seed feed pellets, nice and large, so that we have large particles, which in turn attract large fish. So sunflower seed feed pellets, extra tuna feed pellets, salmon and tuna feed pellets, and here again krill feed pellets. So 4 different versions of feed pellets are included, and the whole thing with fish oil as the aroma, and then it runs quite well here at the spot. Important, especially here on the Sura, make sure your setup has sufficient load capacity and braking power. If you are standing here with the mid-game setup from the What to Buy at Level 20 video, with this feeder setup, then you need a lot of line, and you will definitely fight a 15 kilogram to 20 kilogram bighead carp for a very long time. The current here on the Sura is extremely strong, and bighead carp is an extremely powerful fighting fish. Accordingly, it can very well be that you need a very long fight for this fish. So make sure that you can keep moving the whole time, and that you of course have enough line on your reel so that you can properly tire the fish out. And when the fish slowly starts to get tired, you simply move further downstream and then pull the fish in with the current, so that the current basically helps you bring the fish in. That is, of course, much easier than having to pull the fish up against the current as well. Let's quickly take another look at what this has brought in silver, and I think then we already have all the important information about the spot. So just give it a try. Silver-wise, I think it's not wrong at all. The fish give quite decent silver. So in just under 20 minutes here at the spot, this already looks pretty good. A bighead carp with over 15 kilograms already brings in over 30 silver. So that's definitely worth it as well. And accordingly, I'll now test a bit more here for bighead carp. If this helped you, leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That helps me in return. And then I'll see you in the next video, or maybe in a live stream. Until then, tight line.